Feel free to jump in. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan
Yes.
23 versus the Noobkiller. Jordan taking game one from Noobkiller, doing a pretty nice job there in a Huns war. This time we will see Teutons on Teutons. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what you like, Teutons can often be a tower rushing civ, and, we'll see. Sometimes you can win by just expecting your opponent to trust you and defending it nicely. Blue player Jordan 23, that is the legend himself, will be on the left side of the map playing in the blue. He will have a stone pile behind him, another stone pile behind him, has his berries there as well. Pretty wallable left flank if he wants to later in the game. Front gold is a little ugly on a downhill slope. Also kind of a weird boar lure, but I think he can do it without loom. Golds to the side. Oh boy, another map from Jordan that's kind of a weird, awkward map. This front wood line is not that thick, especially if it turns into a tower war. This front gold is something that can be towered pretty easy. Yeah, but we'll see. Jordan's got his work cut out for him. On the other side of the map, we will see the Noobkiller playing in red. Noobkiller put up a heck of a fight last game. Don't count him out of this one just yet. Noob is going to have some backstone to work with. He does have a couple of decent wood lines near his TC. Also front gold, also on a weird, awkward hill. Also a downhill slope toward his TC. So neither guy with a map that you want to write home about. What you might want to write home about is 4 vills on gold or on wood early for Noobkiller, 4 vills on wood early for Jordan. We'll keep an eye on that and see if they decide to go with some early aggression. Sometimes you like drush or build men at arms into towers as you're going forward, but we'll see. Noobkiller grabbing loom here really early. Long boar lure for the red player. He had a sheep in position to block, but he just didn't maybe have the confidence that he would get home safely. Took a couple hits. In the end, I think he could have made it. You know what? He might not have made it there. I don't know if he would have made that one, but nonetheless, Noobkiller luring his boar in, having to get loom early. That will set his economy back. He'll be one villager behind for the time being. Jordan on the other side is luring his boar that was on top of the hill in. Seems to be fine for J-Man. Jordan's just now going forward to see what Noobkiller's up to. Noobkiller is already a little bit more forward than his opponent. He's going to find Jordan quite soon. He's going to find Jordan's boar. Oh, God. How does Jordan lure this boar in? Jordan 23 is a legend, and he's going to have to show us how a legend pulls in a boar from that distance. We'll have a sheep out front to block. He might need 2. This is a long lure. Noobkiller will have an opportunity to lame here. We've got a non-loomed vill and a sheep that he could steal. Doesn't look like Noobkiller's going to go for either one of those. That is some pretty damn gentlemanly stuff right there. Not stealing the sheep, not laming the vill. Pretty gentlemanly play. Blue player's got to nail this. Jordan's got to nail this. Oh, he missed it. This villager is going to die, I think. Missed the sheep block on the boar. Going to send another sheep out desperately to try to stop it. One good block here could save his ass, and it will save his ass. Oh, sweet Jesus. Jordan just barely getting that boar in. Got to give him some props, man. That was a pretty precarious lure. The first sheep missed his target. The second sheep got the job done. In the meantime, Jordan's scouting has not really found much yet. He's pretty close to finding the red area, but he's probably microing pretty intensely to get that boar in without losing a vill. I thought for sure this was going to be a dead villager on that boar, but he will survive with 4 HP. Jordan sending villagers to this top wood line for now. We'll have to wait and see how his economy expands. 5 vills on berries for Jordan at the moment. What do we see on the map? We see an equal villager count, which is kind of surprising. Jordan doesn't have loom, and he might have idled his TC for a bit there because Noobkiller has loom already and has caught up on villager count. Not sure what happened. Jordan may be microing very intensely, lost a little bit of time, but these guys will click up at the same moment, but Noobkiller will have an extra vill. That's a pretty major difference. 1 whole villager advantage for Noobkiller. Do. Hey, Lou's there. Hey, Lou. What is up? Woodline coming on the front for Noobkiller. He should be able to defend this whole part of his base, I guess. He's going to bundle a woodline and a gold pile. Jordan has doubled down on this woodline. Again, not that thick of a woodline, but, you know, any port in a storm, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Neither player at the moment has a barracks up, so both guys had the wood early to try to drush if they wanted to, but just now dropping a barrack is Noob, and just now dropping a barracks is Jordan. So neither guy drushing, and I would guess neither guy is trushing based on the builds that they have. 2 lumber camps down, nobody on stone, both players kind of later to get their barracks up suggests to me that we are not going to see towers, but I could be wrong. I usually am. Do roulette, 6,512, says Sinkin. Yeah, that's right. Put it all on the line. Let's see. We do have 1 villager forward from Jordan. He did encounter a wolf, which is pretty uncommon. Usually you don't encounter wolves with that forward villager. Where'd that vill go? I thought I saw a red vill, like, over here somewhere. Oh, there she is. That vill from Jordan is sneaking forward. I'm looking from the wrong point of view. It's Noobkiller's villager. My B. Noobkiller here is making some pretty huge mistakes, though. He's sending his villager through an area that he hasn't revealed yet, and Jordan's going to kill that villager now. There's 2 things here that probably led to the demise of Noobkiller. He's got the wolf corpses still on the map, and he sent that villager on a route that he hadn't scouted yet. Like, you can see this is all newly revealed map from that vill, which means you're going to potentially hit wolves. If you go on area that you already scouted, you can avoid the wolves. If you go on new territory, sometimes you run into them. So Noobkiller with the 1 vill advantage will throw that extra advantage away. And in the end, he's actually going to be a villager behind Jordan. Chasing Jordan back home, both players going into scouts. Nice poke there from Jordan's spearman. And for the moment, Noobkiller looks a little bit disheveled, I would say. He's not doing so great. He had a nice Dark Age. Seemed like he had a nice advantage. And now he just feels like he lost a lot of momentum. Threw that vill away. Probably is not so happy with himself. We'll see if he can recover from this. For now, Jordan keeping the spears busy on the front. Business in the front, but there is a party in the back, man. These scouts are circling around behind, and they're going to get in on this wood line. If Noobkiller is paying attention, or if he's lucky, he can kill this low HP scout pretty easily. But unfortunately, he's going to go for the running method. Couple vills will lose a little bit of gather time, but none of them will lose their lives. This is Killer Noob, casting Noobkiller versus Jordan. And for the moment, we've got a pretty good match on our hands. I think Jordan looks really comfortable in this one. Seems to be playing his map pretty nicely, walling up, using houses all the way across the top of his base. And for now, I feel like Jordan, with these couple forward spears and his scouts roaming around, is keeping Noobkiller at bay. 2 villager advantage for Jordan at the moment. Resources are also in Jordan's favor. And we'll see if we can keep an eye on the upgrades as they come in. Obviously, it's a little early, but these players could continue to beef up their scouts if they want to. For now, it's 4 spears on the front from Noobkiller, chasing 2 spears from Jordan. This is, he's getting honeypotted. You don't need to chase with 4 if you only see 2. And those spears get dragged out of the action. That gives Jordan a chance to circle around with his scouts. Scouts are back at home for now. But still, Noobkiller just chasing Jordan all around the map. Those couple spearmen are actually doing a whole lot of work. Distracting a lot of army. Anyway, let's see. Looks like we've got 5, 10, about 16 farms for Jordan. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's about 16 for each guy. Both players going over to gold as we speak. Noobkiller trying to come in and do some damage. Jordan's outpost here will avoid any towers coming up on his wood line. But there are now 4 scouts here. They're not going to grab any vills for the moment. Jordan seems to have the more scouts on the map. We'll see if that hurts his food eco in the long run. It will. Noobkiller will have a bit more food in the bank. What happened? Salty won a duel versus Lou for 50. Oh, yeah. Guys are getting down and dirty. Okay, what do we have? We have a blacksmith coming for Noobkiller. Jordan on the other side of the map will drop a blacksmith as well. These guys are both thinking about going up soon. Noobkiller on 600 food, 100 gold. Jordan is pretty close to that. Considering Jordan built the extra scouts, I think he's doing okay. Wheelbarrow came for Jordan first, so he's probably a villager ahead by the end of when all is said and done. But in the end, neither guy taking a knockout blow, I would say. Noobkiller will wall up the front here with Palisades. We'll see if that's enough to hold the line. Palisades didn't... They kind of let him down last game. They usually let everyone down, right? But for now, working on palisading that up. Jordan is working much more on a house wall. He's going to make a U shape here on the front. And maybe a couple more houses here, and he would actually push all that aggression toward his TC. And look at this. Castle Age click comes for both players at essentially the exact same moment. At essentially the same moment, Jordan will have more military, well, more scouts. Noobkiller will have more military total. Noob's got a lot of spears here. He must be thinking that Jordan is going to go deep into knights in the Castle Age, but Jordan has seen those spears. He's seen them. He's going to go double stables, so Jordan's going to maybe take the bait a little bit here, but his opponent, going into forging, has a lot of spearmen on the map. Those spears are way out of position, don't get me wrong, but in general, if Noobkiller here is, yeah, he's dropping another barracks. So Noob is just waiting. He's just waiting for Jordan to go into knights. Noobkiller actually came forward not to do any raiding, to identify that his opponent is dropping a second stable. I believe that's what Noob was thinking, and when he saw that, he ran back home with those spearmen. Jordan will sell his scouts on this wood line. He's trying not to sell them cheaply. Looks like he will grab a couple vills. In the end, those scouts will continue to roam into the back of this economy, but they'll set Noob back a villager, I believe. I think it was just one vill now going down. Total villager count is +1 for Jordan. Lots of scouts running through this economy. At the moment, we have +1 damage for the red player, and we have bloodlines for Jordan. So Jordan going bloodlines with +1 defense is going to probably win this fight, I would think. He's got the better scouts. But his opponent, Noobkiller, is going pikeman and scale mail armor. This is a really passive defensive play from Noob, but he's going to do it with a siege workshop on the front. So he's gonna have maybe a mangonel to try to honeypot his opponent into spearman stabbing distance. Another villager goes down. Pikeman comes in, and Jordan has 5 military. He's got a 2 villager advantage, but his opponent is going to try to roll up on him. Double stable knights for Jordan just seems like absolutely the wrong choice. I mean, he doesn't know what we know, but I don't think the knights here are a good choice. He's going to start sending those forward while he can. +1 defense and bloodlines. But, yeah, I mean, they get into the economy, but there are pikemen waiting there for him. Pretty good trade if you can kill a knight or 2 with 4 pikes. Seems fine to me. That big honeypot army in the front of the map is actually going to be guarding rams. So we'll see rams moving in to try to push down a little bit of Jordan's territory. Jordan is still trying to raid the economy here of his opponent, but Jordan is caught in a really bad pickle. Double stable knights versus pikemen and siege. It means he's going to have to do something kind of exceptional. He's going to have to snipe this ram. Noob has to keep pikes around his ram, has to keep that safe. The next ram that comes out of the siege workshop has to be guarded. This push can really work wonders as long as Noob keeps an eye on his units. A couple pikes still roaming through the economy of Noob in defense. I like this play a lot. He's got plenty to defend the knights that Jordan has on the map. Pikemen start rolling in. A couple upgrades on those as well. Bloodline's just now coming in for Noobkiller. Maybe going to start pouring out a few more knights. But he's just taken down Jordan's houses. At the moment, that is not going to hurt Jordan. Got plenty of houses to support himself. But this unit composition for Noob is absolutely crushing for Jordan. He's got to stay near his ram, though. Oh no, Noob is going to get out of position a bit. Jordan will run in and he won't get the ram. Okay, I was worried. I like Noob's push here, but he's got to keep his siege alive. That's his big investment. Double barracks, long swords coming for Jordan. Oh, sweet Jesus. Long swords will counter pikes, that's for damn sure. Second ram coming forward. At the moment, Jordan's doing fine on houses. He's going to start losing them at double the speed he's losing them now. But villagers seem to be continuing to pump out of the TCs. At the moment, Jordan with a 10 villager advantage. Noob is going to knock down the stable here. He's going to knock down a couple of houses. So far, it has not been a crushing push on the front, but he's idling a lot of gold, idling a lot of gather time on that gold. Here comes the long swords. Here comes the knights. They're all coming in together. Jordan's going to lose his knights here probably, but the pikes are eventually going to lose the day, I would think, to long swords. Pikemen are 5 damage. They're just not the greatest unit to be taking on long swords. Yo, K-Hart, thanks for the cheer. Killer B plus Jordan, life is good. Yeah, I think the star of this game so far has been Noobkiller, but I do appreciate the cheer, and Jordan probably can pull this back. It's not too late. It's never too late, but Jordan housed now, just barely getting houses up in time to keep his production going. We're going to see Scorpions added in from Noobkiller. Love that. And in the end, the numbers for Noobkiller of all of these pikes is actually going to let him win the day on this side. Jordan is going to go pikeman himself and try to push this back, but it's probably a day late and a buck short for him. Rams rolling in, taking out his ability to upgrade his units, taking out some of the production here from Jordan, idling this front gold, and that makes Jordan a poor, poor man. I don't think he's got another gold pile to go to. It's barracks and barracks and barracks and pikemen coming now, but man, it feels like it's awfully late in the game. These Rams will roam forward, and this is really the coup de grace at the moment. If this TC goes down, I feel like Jordan is cooked. He's going to send villagers in to start to try to mine this gold. TC is under pressure. Villagers are repairing. Long swordsman coming in from the blue player, trying to hold the line on this one. There's a lot of pikemen here, though, and that TC is really getting dwindled. It is down to 200, 100, 90. That TC is going down, and that's really a huge investment that Jordan will lose. Scorpion still lobbing in arrows from a distance here. The pikemen somehow, for Noobkiller, win the day on that side. We are going to see Jordan lose a TC, a stable, I believe it was 2 stables actually, a barracks, and probably 5 houses now. And these Rams are still rolling forward. Somehow they are on high HP. Jordan's getting pushed here, and I don't see a way out for him. If this town center goes down, it has to be GG. Longsword's coming in, putting pressure on these Rams a bit. Jordan can still keep it up if he repairs it and somehow gets these longswords a little more active, but it is losing HP pretty quickly. Villagers idle on the front. Jordan will try to rush down the Rams. He's going to keep this town center up. Jordan will keep that town center up by a smidgen, but he'll be on 37 vills. He's had 10 or more idols for a long time, and he's been really, really wounded. And here comes the Teutons tower rush. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Noobkiller is really stealing the show. He's got his moment to shine on the big stage with Jordan, and making a great choice to go into pikemen. He's noticed his opponent was going double stables, and he just, made a push with pikes and Rams, and there isn't really a clear answer to that for Jordan. He did build a couple of longswords, but the Scorpions really do hard counter those longswords. It makes it a really awkward fight for Jordan, and here comes just a tower rush, just a slow tower creep, taking away the extra gold piles. Looks like the red player is ready to push this town center again. He's got 3 Rams in the vicinity. Scorpions behind. Needs to get a couple more of these pikes into the action to protect those Rams. But Rams knocking on the front door now of the TC. 500 HP, 400 HP. I don't know if there's enough here, to be honest. I think these Rams probably go down, but 200 HP on the TC, 108, and it is gone. And now Jordan is going to give the GG. That was a hell of a game. That was a hell of a game. Thanks again for the cheer, K Hart. But wow, Noobkiller kind of stealing the show there. Made a great meta choice to go with pikes. Jordan just did not see what his opponent was doing early enough. He went double stable knights for way too long. And sweet baby Jesus, Noobkiller will take game number 2. And that was a hell of a game. How often do you see long swords and Scorpions in the Castle Age? How often do you see that? Beautiful. Look at the achievements real quick, just in case there's something major that we missed. Villager High was actually for Jordan before that push started. Castle Age came first for Jordan. In the end, Noobkiller will have the lead in most of the resources. Kill Death was just a bit better for Noobkiller, but remember, he was trading pikes for gold units for a lot of that game. A really, really nice, clean game from Noobkiller. Jordan threw a couple haymakers in game 1, and he looked really comfortable in game number 2. But in the end, Noobkiller is no slouch, man. Noobkiller is no noob. That was a heck of a game. Thanks again, K